welcome to another edition of This Week in 15 Minutes, the show where we bring all of the week's biggest news stories to you in one short condensed episode. In a week where Mayor Andy Burnham argued about going into Tier 3, we've seen the government not only make a shambles of the pandemic, we've seen them continue to disappoint the generations with new rules and votes against things that are most important. On Friday the 16th of October, the Telegraph reported that the Prime Minister was being pushed towards a national lockdown with pressure coming from Labour, scientists and the NHS. Government scientific advisors believe the tier system will ultimately fail and a fuller lockdown will be needed, possibly every school holiday until the virus is under control. We Will Remember is the Mirror's reaction to the news. It calls on its readers to stand on their doorsteps at 11 o'clock to mark Remembrance Sunday in the absence of public events. The paper also leads with what it describes as the Northern Revolt, quoting Mr. Burnham saying people are fed up with being treated in this way.
On Saturday the 17th, in lighter news, Cheeky Monkeys was emblazoned on the front page of the Daily Star, with a report that Russians are pumping out fake news on social media, claiming a COVID-19 vaccine being developed in Britain will turn people into apes. How I would love that. The Daily Express highlights the Prime Minister's optimism that Britain will prosper mightily outside the European Union as an independent trading nation. Meanwhile, no deal, no clue is the headline on the front page of the Daily Mirror, as the paper reports on the Prime Minister's comments that Brexit trade talks are over. The paper quotes an industry chief as saying we're heading into dangerous territory. The National Education Union, Britain's biggest teachers' union, has called for secondary schools and colleges to be closed for 2 weeks rather than the traditional one over the upcoming half term. The Daily Telegraph reports. Kevin Courtney, Joint General Secretary of the union, said taking action now can avoid more disruption later.
And on Sunday the 18th, the stars of Mrs. Brown's Boys fear the show is on the verge of being taken off the air, according to the Daily Star's Sunday front page. Ratings have reportedly slumped, and cast members are worried the show could be axed. The Queen has pardoned a jail killer who helped foil the London Bridge terror attack last year, the Sunday Mirror even reports. The paper says that Stephen Gallant, who was on day release and intervened with terrorist Usman Khan, began attacking people, will be let out early. The Mail on Sunday reports that an official inquiry has confirmed that MPs were drinking in a Commons bar beyond the nationwide 10 p.m. curfew. Health Secretary Matt Hancock has reportedly refused to answer 30 times whether he was among the group flouting the rules, and I think we all know that he definitely was.
On Monday the 19th, it was reported that Britain is braced for 15 days of snow and storms, according to the Daily Star, which says 3 60 miles per hour Atlantic storms will begin on Monday. What a great way to start half term.
Just what you want to hear.
Boris Johnson is prepared to offer tens of millions of pounds to appease northern leaders, the Times reports. The Prime Minister wants to encourage Mr. Burnham of Greater Manchester to accept Tier 3 restrictions while dangling additional cash, almost like a bribe, for the region if a deal is reached, the paper adds. Meanwhile, the Daily Mirror leads with its campaign for a doorstep 2-minute silence on Remembrance Sunday this year, with the Prime Minister and Sir Keir Starmer, leader of the opposition, reportedly both backing the move.
And on Tuesday the 20th of October, Act Now to Save Hidden Victims of Virus is the rallying cry on the front of the Daily Express, reporting on the same figures. The paper says charities, doctors and grieving parents are demanding action after thousands died at home instead of seeking help. The Daily Mail reports on a warning from the Duke of Cambridge that lockdowns preventing people from socialising could cause a mental health collapse. The paper, which says lockdown had a shockingly deadly impact, describes Prince William's words as a major intervention by the future king. And allegations by the Foreign Office of a Russian plot to disrupt the 2020 Tokyo Olympics is the lead story in the Times. The paper says the UK claims it foiled the attack intended as revenge for doping suspensions of the Russian Olympic team, although the games were eventually postponed by the pandemic.
On Wednesday the 21st, we saw a loophole in pub rules. It's the focus of the Daily Star front page, where it says people can defy the rules to meet with friends by saying that they are having a working lunch. The Greater Manchester Mayor's accusation that Mr Johnson is playing poker with the lives of people in the region gave the Daily Mirror its headline. The government's offer of support is the bare minimum, the paper quoted Mr Burnham saying. Manchester United defied the odds to beat hot favourites Paris Saint-Germain in their opening fixture to this season's Champions League. Fan favourite Bruno Fernandes broke the drought when he converted from the spot, having to retake after PSG keeper Keylor Navas was seen to be off his line. PSG pulled back in the second half after a mistake from United striker Anthony Martial resulted in an own goal. In the dying moments of the game, Marcus Rashford proved he isn't just a hero off the pitch, he's also more than capable on the pitch when he scored under pressure to make the final score 2-1.
And finally, today's stories. So cruel is the Daily Mirror's headline, with each letter made from the names of more than 300 Conservative MPs who voted against footballer Marcus Rashford's free school meals campaign. The paper quotes Labour saying more than 1 million children were badly let down by the opposition to extending free school meals over the holidays. A few new names mentioned are Conservative MPs Jeremy Hunt and Plymouth MP Johnny Mercer. Meanwhile, the Daily Star reports on the latest frontier in panic buying, tracksuit bottoms. The paper claimed that after the big bog roll bandits of COVID's first wave, stay-at-home Britain faces a loungewear crisis next. God help us all. And finally, the penny drops is the triumphant take in the Daily Express on the same story. The paper claims that the EU has finally backed down over demands to respect UK sovereignty as it agrees to further talks.
So there we have it. We have just brought you all of the week's biggest news stories, from COVID to Tier 3 to tracksuit bottom buying. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel to see our new and exclusive content. And we will see you all very soon. Good night.
Good night.